These things can happen when you discover your hidden powers. Don't be afraid of true greatness. We have all been blessed with talents and gifts. Some come to the surface early on, others remain hidden for a very long time. We are capable of much more than we give ourselves credit for. Why is that? Every person writes their own story. Some of our talents are consciously encouraged or suppressed in childhood and adolescence. We sabotage some abilities ourselves for fear of having to face the consequences. It is similar with our inner strength. It lies dormant in each and every one of us, but is usually only activated when the signs point to a storm and we ask for all the help we can get. Sometimes it is simply enough for us to be constantly pushed around and not taken seriously. Our inner power then comes to life, like the superpower of famous comic book heroes. You can certainly feel it when it is finally unleashed, standing confidently by your side and watching your back. In real life, we don't turn into green monsters or suddenly swing from facade to facade on self-spun threads when our inner strength awakens. But there are other, no less interesting signs of this, which we would like to present to you here. 1. You gain control over your thoughts. It's easier said than done to train yourself to have a positive mindset. We get annoyed by so many people and circumstances every day that we can hardly calm down mentally in the evening. Inner strength is demonstrated, among other things, by the fact that we decide for ourselves when enough negativity is finally enough. The importance of positive thinking is enormous. And yet there are not many areas where theory and practice are so far apart as in this one. Negative thoughts form negative words. These prompt us to take bad actions and lay the foundations for unfavorable decisions. Moreover, every unpleasant train of thought has a detrimental effect on our inner peace. We stab ourselves in the heart and soul every time we think, speak, or even put evil into action. 2. Your self-confidence soars to unimagined heights. Once you have been able to come face to face with your own inner strength, nothing can surprise you. Thanks to their help, we grow beyond ourselves and develop a completely new self-image. Strength makes us strong. This mechanism fires itself up. 3. You no longer care what others think. Once we realize that other people's opinions of us don't matter, this is the key to personal freedom. And according to Jean-Jacques Rousseau, this does not mean that we can do what we want, but that we do not have to do what we do not want. So there is a huge difference between no longer taking other people into consideration and only taking their opinions into consideration. Just because we follow our star from now on and no longer allow our plans to be talked down to us does not make us inconsiderate fellow human beings. We are focused and concentrate on everything that brings us joy and moves us forward. 4. You attract a lot of good things. The newly released energies within you make your whole self vibrate. Of course, you also carry these vibes outwards. You radiate, appear confident, and are filled with a thoroughly optimistic attitude to life. So much good charisma meets resonance of the exclusively good kind. Once you get to know the law of attraction, you will never question or underestimate its power again. Feel good, be good, and do good. The only thing that can then happen to you is even more good. There is no other way. The universal laws of fate are programmed for this. 5. Serenity becomes your new credo. Once we have finally realized what we are capable of when life challenges us, there is no longer any reason to feel under pressure. In future, we will catch every arrow that fate still has in its quiver for us with our usual aplomb. Things happen the way they are supposed to. Anyway, so why stress yourself? 6. You reflect on your uniqueness. Inner strength strengthens our ego. Unfortunately, we often tend to hide our light under a bushel rather than shine with our abilities. A little less understatement would therefore sometimes do us a world of good. This is precisely where our strength comes into play. It inspires us in exactly the right measure without making us appear aloof. 7. Anything is possible. Those who know their limits are productive and willing to perform. If you are forced to go beyond them from time to time, Nothing seems impossible. When we literally surpass ourselves, we challenge ourselves. Of course, winning is just as likely as losing. But without trying, we will never know the outcome. 8. You set the rules. Our inner drive strengthens us in all situations in life. Not only do we suddenly find ourselves confronted with skills and perseverance that are completely new to us, we also see ourselves in a completely different light. If we have always trudged through our everyday lives in a well-behaved and conformist manner, the years of apprenticeship have now come to an end. We say yes or no. We decide what we want to spend our time and energy on, or what can stay stolen from us. 9. Meet your fears face to face. The time for hiding is now over. Your inner strength gives you enough backing and self-confidence to face your fears. You will realize they lose their terror as soon as you acknowledge their existence. Those things that we reject and are afraid of are given great power over us, without meaning to. If, on the other hand, we accept them kindly and give them a place in our lives, they soon turn from enemies to tolerated onlookers. 10. You feel great gratitude. Not many gifts are as useful to us as inner strength. It really is a superpower that opens up new dimensions for us. This realization is practically accompanied by a deep sense of gratitude. Being allowed to develop further is a gift that we should not take for granted. Every life is unique. What we make of it is not solely down to our willpower and the conditions we were born into. Gratitude is the key to happiness and success. Become the guardian of your inner fire. Most of us only learn how strong we really are when being strong is the only choice we have left. If you can go further than you ever thought possible, at some point you will be unstoppable. As always, with great strength and great power comes great responsibility. Even with superpowers in our luggage, we are still human beings, and as such part of creation. We have a mission and a destiny to fulfill. The highest commandment: treat other people as you would like to be treated yourself. Your upward trend must not devalue others,